much. Thank you very much. It's a huge pleasure to be here today and to represent Mamelodi Sundowns and South Africa in this event. It's indeed a mark for the club to be present in the first edition of this format of the competition, and we are very proud to be here and willing to do our best in order to represent in the proper way ourselves.
Coach, good to see you, Mazola from SABC Sport. I asked the guys the same question earlier, that during the season, obviously you had Champions League, you had the Betway Premiership as well. Now that you've been away from that for a while and you've had time to zone in on the Club World Cup, how much of a difference has it made in your preparation?
Thank you very much. Very interesting question. I think that in terms of the preparation, after we split this period in three. So after we finished the Champions League, we had an opportunity to give some rest to the players. It was important to re-energize. It was important to close the door for the past of the season, to make a proper evaluation and settle on the moment. Then we had a second moment until the two friendly matches that we played in the same day, where we worked basically in some of our major principles of the game, where we looked at us, at our identity, and we tried to highlight the things that we felt were important, and bring on those training sessions also the principles that we felt needed a stimulation, so that we could back on our best moment, let's say. Then the third one was related with the approach on the strategical side of this first match. We had 3 days basically where we worked on how we should approach this game. And obviously the question is clear, is how to approach a game like this, or to approach in general a competition like this. First of all, I think that obviously each opponent has a clear different approach that strategically we'll have to take in consideration on the days we'll prepare each of the matches. And Ulsan is obviously a particular team. We believe that Ulsan and us, if we take a look on the data, there's a lot of similarities in several moments of the game between them and us. It makes us predict a very equal game, a very hard game from both teams, in order to establish the moments where they can make the difference on the game, and in order obviously to achieve a positive result for the side. I think we had a clear look on the team. Ulsan is a high quality team, despite people may think that because we are far away from distance in terms of kilometers. Korean football is a football that has been stating themselves even in the World Cups. And this team is a quality team that has quality players, international players, a clear way of playing. And other questions that also we have our way of playing, our qualities, our players that have a clear intention to make a statement. And myself as a coach, what I think that is important for the team is that we take the competition on the limit. We know that challenges will be hard, but tough times shape people and make people stronger. And I think the approach that we want to have on the competition is to make us stronger in the end. To be stronger, you need to compete. You cannot go on the games and feel that you are not there. We need to take ourselves to the next level. This kind of a competition should put us in the next level. But we need to be very well developed tactically. The tactical approach must be very, very clear. I think there's a big challenge for us regarding the total of the competition. Let's see where we'll finish it. Has to do with how are we going to cope with teams that will take us probably in some moments what we like to have so much. That is this thing we have here. And how we're going to be able to sustain a game if we have to play the game without the ball. So that brings already a mindset that is important to have when you approach these games. How we can compete with the teams, thinking that we should not run away from the capacity of playing it with the ball.
Coach Ings here from the Dusky Times. I just want to know, many of the other teams, whether it's African, European or Asian, they've gone into the market to sign a couple of players. Do you think it's a negative or positive? 'Cause I mean, you could look at it, there's no adaptation period for you to put new players into your system and get to know your squad and things like that.
Look, I totally understand the question. I think it's a really appropriate question to do. But I want you to understand that we didn't have a lot of time to train. For example, if we think about, let's think about African teams. If we think about and we that got, we didn't play Champions Leagues, had the championship more or less decided pretty soon, even changed the coach. So there was another moment to build the team. So it's justifiable that they can restart the process. If we think about Ahli, similar situation, new coach, new moment to start to train, why not? If the philosophy will be new, if the idea will be new, why not bring new players? The question is that we played this Champions League final and we had to fight until the last second of the last match. And after that we had not much time to train. So bringing new players, or they were really pieces that would fit the puzzle very directly, or if we had to move too much the puzzle in order to fit the piece, there was no sense. And that's what happened. So we decided to keep the squad. It's a reality that we totally support and that we totally think that is able to give us the conditions we want to fight for the best results on this competition. But at the same time, it's also awarding the players for the work they did throughout the season. Something like if we were together and we fought until the end of the Champions League, if we fought together to win the South African Championship, why not now bring the team in order together to fight for something more? And I think the base of our team in the next season will be, the team in the next season will be based mostly on the players that are on the squad already. So we need to continue to develop the younger ones and work with the ones we have. And then let's see then what the market after will bring to reinforce. Of course, there's always reinforcements, but let's think about that in the future.
Coach, we've seen your final squad now for the first time. I think it was officially confirmed today or yesterday. Was there time to sort of put an arm around the shoulder some of those who unfortunately couldn't make the traveling team, and also I think Lucas Suarez doesn't make the team? Is that confirmation that he's going back to Argentina as well?
Yeah, Lucas Suarez is not with us. It's not a taboo. It's a normal information I can provide. So until the moment we didn't move forward on his option. It's a player that had his moments with us that we supported. Unfortunately, in the end, the things didn't work the way we wanted. It doesn't mean that he's not a quality player. He's a quality player. It doesn't mean also that there was a mistake on his scouting, because there was not a mistake. The question is that the competition on the center backs is very, very, very tough in Mamelodi Sundowns. And the line is so thin between being very important or not being so important. And as a foreigner, that gives an extra value. And we had to evaluate him as a foreigner, not as a center back. And when you think about the composition of the squad for the future, eventually that's where we stand on our position. That's clear the question. Regarding other players, also you need to understand that, of course, it's very tough for a coach to make choices where he has to leave players apart. Because he's not leaving players, he's not putting players apart, he's just making a decision that doesn't bring them on the competition. But I remember, for example, Zuku was with us on the group of the Champions League second match. He didn't came immediately with us, and now he joined the group because we decided to bring him on the group. So each player is a different situation. I think that What is important is that we understand that the moment we are living here is a very, very important moment for each of us. We dreamed for this moment, made it objective, fought our lives to live at this moment. I was on the stadium looking around, and I was feeling when I was a young boy, and I had my dreams to become a coach, and I was with the youth teams of Oporto, representing that time Oporto in international tournaments, and dreaming about one day being in a big event like this one as a head coach of a big team. And then I look my players and I imagine how many dreams became objectives and now became reality for these players that were stepping in the ground and looking around and saying, yeah, tomorrow we'll be part of a Clubs World Cup competition in this level, because I know they already became several of them already participated in the previous editions, but for the youngsters, not even. And it's important that we value a lot this moment. Even in my staff, in my technical team, I told them, please, let's live this moment fully. Let's compete, obviously, but let's not let the emotions of the competition take us the pride, the good emotions, the sense of responsibility, but at the same time the joy we have to be part of it, because 32 technical teams in the world are living this moment. Portuguese, we have 3 or 4, I think, 4, plus me, 5. Botafogo, Palmeiras, Benfica, Porto, and myself. And there are so many huge coaches that are not here. So we should really, the players, myself, the staff, the people, the club, be very proud by the moment we are living and honor it in the right way. And honoring it is competing the highest level, as I said before.
Good evening, Coach. Giuseppe Naruma, FIFA.com. Talking about dreams, I asked also to your players, on your logo we can see the sky is the limit, and what will be the goal of Mamelodi Sundowns in this tournament? Thank you.
Obviously that I don't believe that there's not one single team that before the competition starts and before playing at least one match don't believe or don't think that they can reach the next stage. Obviously for us it would be an incredible achievement to go through the group stage. But before we can achieve that, we need to achieve points, and we need to start it tomorrow. So we need to make a very complete match tomorrow so that we can start collecting points. We know what we have ahead. We know what we have ahead in the level of the teams we're going to play. I know very well the German football, of course, because I'm Portuguese and I played many international competitions in Europe, Champions League matches, Europa League matches. I know Brazilian football very well. I visited Brazil several times in the last years to get acquainted with the Brazilian football. And believe me that now I also know Korean football, and I know what we are playing for. I know that it's going to be tough, but I expect it to be beautiful. And obviously I expect, and that's what I want, that the players and the team is really able to take it to the limit. Because we know if we are not in the limit, we will not do nothing. So there's a ceiling that you need to go through in terms of performing in this Clubs World Cup. So that if you go there, eventually you will be closer to get something. So let's objectivize the things match over match and see in which level we'll put ourselves. And then we have to take the responsibility, good one or not so good, by achieving a group stage position to go through or not. What is important is that we understand where we are and in which level of competition we are playing, so that no one feels disappointed or extra happy. It's just the level that we have. Also, now it's time to show it, and then cope with the results as they will appear.
We talk a lot in football about growing the game and the importance of growing the game. Do you personally feel that this particular match against Ulsan HD is maybe the perfect showcase for growing the game, with a chance for the best team in South Africa to use this almost as a measuring stick in terms of where you are and where South African football is, against a top team from Korea Republic?
Thank you very much. Wonderful question. I think it's really interesting to give an answer to that. And I think we have two things here on the table. First one, you spoke about developing the game and the evolution of the game. And I think that the big tournaments, clubs tournaments, national teams tournaments, in the end, there is always an evaluation on the trends of the football itself. So where we were, are we going? So what is the perspective of the future of the game itself? I remember when we used to play Champions Leagues, and there was always a report from UEFA in the end regarding exactly that, how the teams show themselves and how we expect the game to develop for the future. Nowadays also the rules are changing. We're implementing new rules that bring new faces to the game, new organizations inside the pitch, new challenges to deal with. So that also implies dynamics in the evolution of the game. Obviously that, going to the second part of your question, when we put in competition teams that come from so different backgrounds, from such different cultures, and culture affect the game. Also us in South Africa, when we see a match in South Africa and we go to see a Morocco or an Egyptian or an Algerian or a Tunisian match, we feel that there's a culture that is different, that comes inside the pitch and makes the way you play different. But it's so beautiful to see that. It's so challenging, but at the same time so interesting. Even because the players will not understand themselves inside the pitch, most of them. So at least ours will not understand for sure the Koreans. Maybe the Koreans understand us in English, but we also speak as African, Zulu, so we have also many dialects. So it's possible to communicate without having the understanding from the other side, what is absolutely amazing, because it will even make the, let's say, physical language more important to play the game itself. Well, it's challenging, absolutely challenging. And I think that just when the matches start, we understand the level of the challenge. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm pretty excited to see a South African team, an African team play against an Asian team like Ulsan from Korea. Like then I'm going to be very curious how we deal with the intensity of the Borussia Dortmund, and how we'll deal with the capacity of play the ball from the Brazilians. It's absolutely three different tasks, challenges, that in the end, and that's an ultimate objective we should have also, in the end should develop ourselves as a club, mostly as a football team. Because when you are put in under challenges, that can and should develop you. And I remember that Mr. Flemingberg spoke about that the other day, that in the last 2 years, the club made the financial effort to take us, I was not part still, but to take the players in a preparation in Europe, so that they could already face international teams in order to provide them the experience of playing against teams that are from other ways of playing the game, other cultures, other nationalities. So pretty excited about that challenge.
Any other questions? Great. Thank you, Coach, for your time. This concludes the press conference for today. We'll continue media activities later with Ulsan HD.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.